Education Mobile, quality e-learning experience on the go.
Okay, so lastly, we're going to be looking at the reproductive system embeds. Reproductive system embeds. A very good example about is a domestic fowl. A domestic fowl. And now birds are generally called aves. A-V-E-S. A-V-E-S. And so the reproductive system of birds consists of two large ovoid testes. It consists of two large ovoid testes. It consists of two large ovoid testes. Now it will interest you to know that birds do not have penis. Birds do not have penis. The sperm ducts of birds expand to form seminal vesicle. The sperm ducts expand to form seminal vesicle. It is in this seminal vesicle that sperms would accumulate. Sperms accumulate at the seminal vesicle. And so when they accumulate there, when the male birds comes in contact with the female birds, their cloaca will come in contact with one another, then the sperms will now be exchanged. The sperm would get in and it will meet the egg. Again, they have two large ovoid testes. Birds do not have penis. Their sperm ducts expand and it forms the seminal vesicle. It is in the seminal vesicle that sperms accumulate at the seminal vesicle and are transferred when both male and female cloaca comes in contact. Now let's quickly go down to the female. In the female, only the left ovary is functioning. The right ovary is not functioning. Only the left ovary is functioning. The ovary also produces yolk. It produces yolk. Aside from the egg, it produces yolk as well. Yolk plus egg. It produces yolk. And now the yolk is being received by the infundibulum. Infundibulum receives the yolk. The albumen and the chalaza holds the yolk and they are formed in the magnum. Albumen and chalaza holds the yolk. These albumen and chalaza are formed in the magnum. They are formed in the magnum. And so from the magnum, the egg will now move down to the isthmus. Isthmus, I-S-T-M-E-S. What happens in the isthmus? The egg will receive shell membrane. The egg will receive shell membrane. It will receive shell membrane. It will get the egg inside will get covered. Shell membrane. This is the shell membrane. The egg will receive shell membrane and the shape of the egg will now be formed. The egg receiving shell membrane and shape is only made possible when the egg gets to the isthmus. So basically, the infundibulum is something like this. It receives the egg. Infundibulum receives the egg. The egg will move from the infundibulum down to the magnum. Are you with me? It will move down to the magnum, and then from the magnum, the yolk will move from the infundibulum down to the magnum. From the magnum, the yolk will get to the isthmus. The yolk at the isthmus will receive shell membrane as well as shape. Initially, it does not have a shape. It will receive shape at the isthmus. And then a time will now come, at the isthmus that receives shell. So the egg leaving the isthmus now has what? Eggshell. So the eggshell will now be totally formed when the egg gets to the uterus. Uterus is called the womb. Now fertilization in birds generally is internal. Fertilization occurs before the formation of albumen. But you still need to know that fertilization is internal. It occurs inside the body. It's not outside. It's internal. I think again for the male, they have two large ovoid structures. Called the testes. The male bird has no penis. They have sperm ducts which expand and form the seminal vesicle. And so the sperms accumulate here. And when they get in contact with the female cloaca, they exchange the sperm. They pour the sperm there. So now for the female, the left ovary is functioning. The right ovary is not functioning. The ovary produces egg and yolk. And now the yolk gets received by the infundibulum. From the infundibulum, the yolk moves down to the magnum. From the magnum, in the magnum, albumen is formed and chalaza is formed. Albumen and chalaza are formed in the magnum. From there, the yolk that have received albumen and chalaza will now move down to the isthmus. In the isthmus, the shape of the yolk is formed, as well as L shell membrane is also given to the yolk. So the yolk leaving the isthmus has shell now, but it's not totally formed. So they will not get totally formed in the uterus. Now you have to know that fertilization already occurs even before the formation of albumen and chalaza. Fertilization already occurs. Oh, thank you very much. We'll come to the end of class. Some questions will pop up on your screen. I'll try as much as possible to do the needful. Attempt those questions. It's very nice attempting questions. You come out better. You come out stronger. You can also go through the video over and over again to get a precise knowledge of what you actually need. Thank you very much.